For 1,500 years ago in what is now Iraq, there lived a people called the Sumerians. They invented the world's first known system of writing. And to do that, they created the world's first known alphabet. They built the world's first known cities. They were the first to domesticate animals, keep livestock, and grow crops. They even had the world's first known king. In many ways, the Sumerians were the world's first true civilization, and their story is the invention of history itself. This is the Sumerian saga. The year is 3100 BC. Writing has just been invented, and for the first time ever, humans are recording their history. So far, we only have one piece of Sumerian writing, which comes from a small village called Uruk. It's basically a grocery list written on a clay tablet, and it reads, "He who brings beer, let him count it out. He who brings grain, let him count it out." Not exactly gripping stuff, but this humble list is the first of many. Thousands more Sumerian tablets would soon follow, and together they would form the world's first library. These tablets were wedge-shaped, and the symbols were impressed into the clay using a blunt tool. This type of writing is called cuneiform, which literally means wedge-shaped. It was a huge leap forward. For the first time ever, humans could communicate ideas, stories, and information by means of a shared code. And so with writing, the Sumerians invented history. But where did the Sumerians come from? They were the first civilization in what is today known as Mesopotamia, or the land between the rivers. Specifically, they lived in southern Mesopotamia, around the Persian Gulf. Today, it's part of Iraq. Back then, it was a wide open plain surrounded by tall mountains. According to the Sumerians themselves, their civilization was founded by a great king named Gilgamesh. Unfortunately, historians have not been able to confirm his existence. But the Sumerians weren't shy about sharing the details of their royal lineage. They created something called the Sumerian King List, where they recorded the supposed genealogy of their kings. According to the list, the Sumerian kings ruled over a vast empire that stretched from the Persian Gulf all the way to the Mediterranean Sea. Now, historians generally agree that this never actually happened, but that didn't stop the Sumerians from trying. They built massive city-states like Uruk, and Lagash, and each one was ruled by a powerful monarch. The kings commanded armies, collected taxes, issued laws, and most importantly, legitimized their power with religion. The Sumerians believed that their kings were chosen by the gods to rule over the people. And so to prove their divine right to power, each king had to build a ziggurat, a massive step pyramid that reached towards the heavens. These pyramids served as temples, palaces, and a physical manifestation of the king's wealth and power. One of the greatest Sumerian kings was Lugalbanda. He ruled from the city of Uruk and conquered all of Mesopotamia. He was the first king to unite the region under one ruler, and he went down in history as the King of Kings. But as impressive as these Sumerian city-states were, they were ultimately short-lived. Around 2350 BC, a new group of people called the Akkadians showed up, and they quickly took over Sumer. Over the next few centuries, the Assyrians, Babylonians, and finally the Persians would take their turn ruling over Mesopotamia. But despite their short lifespan, the Sumerians accomplished a lot. They invented the plow, the wheel, the sail, the chariot. They developed the world's first legal code. They even kept a surprisingly accurate record of their history. Today, we can look back on their clay tablets and marvel at their stories and poems, their myths and legends, their wars and treaties. We can explore the rise and fall of their mighty empire, and we can get a glimpse into the daily lives of the people who lived 5,000 years ago. But perhaps most importantly, we can see how they changed the world. The Sumerians were the first to invent cities and writing, the first to keep records and write down their history. In many ways, they were the first true civilization. And without them, we wouldn't be where we are today. So thank you, Sumerians, for inventing history. Hey there, I'm the host of this channel, and in the next episode of the Sumerian saga, we will continue their story. We'll explore their religion, their culture, their art, and their daily life. I can't wait for you to see it. But if you want to get early access, become a member. As a member, you'll get access to our entire video library ad-free. ULL get to vote on the next topics that we cover, and ULL even get to ask your questions directly to me. So if you want to join the family, go ahead and click that link in the description.